you guys an explanation of how we make tequila. And after the explanation, we're going to go ahead and taste the different tequilas that we make. If for some reason you can't drink or you don't want to drink, don't worry about it. Okay, I'll go ahead and drink it for you, right? I'll sacrifice myself, alright? Now, we're going to start with the tequila plant. This is what everybody knows as blue agave. The botanist name is Agave Tequilana Weber Azul. And Weber is a German guy's last name. He was the one that discovered that the plant did not belong to the cactus family, that it was its own species. What we use from it is just the center part of the plant. After 8 or 10 years of growing the plant, we cut all the leaves out of it just to get the center part off. Because the center part contains a starch that at the end becomes tequila. If you get the starch and you put it on your skin, it'll make you itch really bad. But after it's cooked, it becomes very sweet. It tastes like sweet potato or molasses. And that sweetness is what becomes off in the fermentation. After we cook the agave, we bring it over here. Come on this side, please. Now, that is the oven that we use to cook the agave.
Okay, this you don't want to mix with anything.
We bring 30 agaves a month. We put in that oven about 8 or 12 agaves depending on the size. We have a divider right below it, and we throw in there about 8 buckets of water. We cover it up, we bolt it, and we put the fire on the bottom. The steam cooks the agave for 3 days. We can cook the agave in 14 hours. We can do it in 24 hours, but it won't taste the same. For us, it's the difference between an oven and a microwave. Because even though it takes longer, it gives it a special taste. And you're going to be able to taste the difference at the end. After we cook the agave, we get 1 agave at a time. We cut it up into little pieces. And with the tool that I have in my hand, we just smash it up like this. After we smash it, it makes it easier for us to separate the fiber and to squeeze the juice out of it, because we squeeze the juice out of it by hand. We put 50 liters of filtered water in this barrel, and we put another 50 liters of filtered water in this barrel. We get all the fibers of that one plant, we put it in the first one, we squeeze some juice out of it, we put the fibers in the second one, and we squeeze every drop that comes out. We throw all the fibers away, we mix these 2 barrels into 1 container, and we just let it sit and ferment by itself. The fermentation is just the carbon dioxide, the oxygen, and the bacteria that the plant produces that transforms the sweetness into alcohol. That's the fermentation. That's a natural fermentation. So it takes 7 to 10 days. If we were to be selling our tequila all over Mexico, we would add a white powder, which is the yeast, and it will ferment it in 2 or 3 days instead of 7 or 10. It's faster, but it ruins the taste. That's why people have to use salt and lime to drink tequila. And if we were to be exporting the tequila and selling it all over Mexico, besides using the yeast, we would use hot water. And instead of using 1 agave to make 1 fermentation, we would only use 51% of it. And to replace the other 49%, we will use sugar. And that's the mixture of sugars that causes people to wake up with headaches, hangovers, traumatized, where you don't want to know nothing about the tequila. You smell it again and it makes you sick because it reminds you of the big hangover that you had before. So that's why it's very important for you guys to read the label. Because the label tells you a lot, you just have to know what to look for. And I'm going to teach you. So today you're going to become a certified drinker. Certified alcoholic, right? Okay,
we already were.
This is the room that we use to do the fermentation. And on this side, come with me please. This is the still. The idea of distilling was brought to Mexico by the Spaniards in the 1500s. Come on this side, I want everybody to see this. This is important. After we do the fermentation, we have to distill it to separate the tequila from it. On top, we have a pot. This pot is connected with this bamboo. This bamboo on top is connected to a water tank, so the water goes in and it goes out. The only purpose of the water is to maintain this pot cool, that's the condenser. Right under the condenser, we have another small container. That little one has a tube connected into that container there. This whole part on top comes off, and there's a hole in the middle. We get the fermentation, we throw it in there, we put this back on, we seal the sides with a paste made out of the same plant to keep the tequila taste inside. We put the fire on the bottom, and the fermentation slowly starts to boil. The steam starts going up, it hits the cool pot, it drips, and it comes out through there. So at the first distillation, we get 10 liters of tequila. But those 10 liters have a lot of impurities, for example, methanol. Methanol can make it go blind. We put the 10 liters back into the still, we distill it again, and we end up with half, which is 5 liters, but a 100% pure tequila. No chemicals, no yeast, no headaches, nobody getting traumatized. And tequila, when it first comes out, it's always clear. It doesn't matter what distillery it is. When it sits in a barrel, the longer it sits in the barrel, the darker it gets, the more taste of oak it gets, and the smoother it gets. You guys want to taste it?
Yeah.
Okay, raise your hand, please, if you don't want to taste it.
Oh.
All right, come on this side, please. I'm drinking a whole bunch.